Hello YouTube, I'm Nick the Mechanic. Welcome to my channel. If you've watched any of my other videos, you may have noticed that I look a little bit different today. I figured that it was Friday, and since today's video is just hanging out, looking at some memes, I'd make it Casual Friday car memes. So I'm wearing my Pontiac Firebird t-shirt, some shorts, and my most comfy slippers. Anyways, let's look at some car memes. All right, so we're on Reddit. We're on r/carmemes. I figured that'd be a good, meme meme subject to start with, because I'm a mechanic and cars are something I know. And there's a lot of interesting car memes. Mostly the ones I've looked at have like been actual mechanic memes, which probably wouldn't make sense to a lot of people who are not mechanics. Um, but car memes, like most people own a car or know someone who owns a car. So they should be a little bit more relatable. The first one is already on our screen here. We got the want for speed. That's kind of good. Me. Let's drive nice and slow. Me literally 5 minutes later. Crazy driving. Also in kilometers here. That's funny. And only third place. Although, according to Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. So, take that with a grain of salt. The natural progression of the Ultima driver. What? Ultima is evolving. Congratulations, your Ultima evolved into a V6 Charger. Yeah, I guess that would almost be like an evolution of a Nissan Altima. Still a V6. A lot of Altimas were V6s. There probably are some four-cylinder ones, but yeah, V6. Although it evolved into a rear-wheel drive car, so that's like a little bit better. So unfair. Me and my 30-year-old death trap with no airbags and a DIY roll cage fails inspection. Impossible. Yeah, you don't want to take your safety for granted. I don't know what kind of inspection they're trying to get, if they're like in some kind of like autocross where they got to get inspected and have to have a roll cage, but yeah, that's not a situation you want to take your safety for granted, that's for sure. Oh, here we go. Seen at Walmart, of course. If you don't know, that is a Chrysler PT Cruiser, one of the I don't want to say the worst cars ever made, because it's not the worst. It is difficult to work on. And the people who own them typically love them too much. Uh, as you can see by the green flames and green wheels. Yeah. They're not they're not the worst for sure, but they are a pain to work on. Worked on a few in my time. Basically, anytime you need to do anything in the engine bay, you gotta take off this whole grill, this whole front thing. There's like a cross piece in there, and like move the radiator and everything out of your way in order to like work on an intake manifold or something like that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's just me complaining, but good times. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Alpha. Yeah. Whew. At least I didn't have like a wolf t-shirt on, right? That would have been actually funnier, but I don't own one, so I can't. It's the Firebird. Because it is technically still an animal. Oh, there's more. Oh, okay, what else we got? Okay, it's not much worse. Oh, no. It's a wolf head shifter. And sun visors. Oh no. Oh, and then this one's like super blurry. You can see the shifter again. Oh man. Oh, Mazda Miata. Oh boy. Facts. Alright. Need for Speed Most Wanted. You think you're better than me. Need for Speed Most Wanted. I am better than you. So this was the original Need for Speed Most Wanted, I'm pretty sure. And this was the remake. When this came out, it was kind of almost like groundbreaking. There weren't a lot of games like that when it came out. And just the police chases and stuff were a whole lot of fun. The remake, yeah, I mean, it was just okay. I thought, anyway. Maybe that's a hot take, but it's an old game. They both are. So, probably not that hot of a take. Oh, this is topical. The gas prices got him like, MF's out here taking no chances. Ring cam above the fuel door in multiple different vehicles. Oh man, honestly, it's almost to that point for a lot of people. That's a that's a good idea actually. Now you got fuel door cams as opposed to like dash cams and stuff like that. I always get cut off by them. Shaking my head. Average white SUV driver. Average PT Cruiser enthusiast. Yeah, like I said, people who have PT Cruisers just love them too much and think they're Giga Chads, but honestly, I take my Charger, you know? I'm not an SUV guy. I do have a truck, but I mean, I'm a mechanic. Of course, I have a truck. All right, what do we got? Not that it's easy for them to do it, but when subcompact Hyundai owners peel out, they leave accent marks. Oh, good old Hyundai accent. All right. Okay, there's apparently a lot of noises. All right. Headphones. I'll play it again. It says loud, so uh, just. Okay, that's funny. Be like, I just want something that gets me from A to B, then go out and buy this. I mean, that'll get you from A to B, but also it'll get you from A to B if there's like, a river in between A and B. It's not the worst. People make fun of Americans, but just because your roads aren't as wide as ours doesn't mean you gotta hate on us, you know what I mean? No one. Car companies, when they make an electric vehicle for some reason. Yeah, kind of. Me tries to do literally anything with my car, my brain. It's funny how stupid you are. I mean, no, that's not me. I mean, that's probably a lot of people. I definitely have fixed a lot of people's mistakes and incorrect repairs before, so I sort of relate to this meme, just not personally. Also, Americans. Gee, I wonder why my car drinks a lot of gas. Looks like I have to pay $100 for a half a tank again. Soccer moms be like, I need something safe for my only child that will just take me from point A to point B, and then go out and buy this. See, that's not entirely true. I mean, the one thing a lot of these Europeans don't understand about America is that we have a lot of space and we have a lot of like terrain variation. Like not that no not all countries do that, but a lot of people like off-roading. That's like a hobby that a lot of people have in America. So these SUVs, maybe not these specifically because these are all super fancy and nice, but trucks like people off-road. That's a thing. I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily apply to soccer moms necessarily, but depends on where you live. Oh, that's good. Looking to sell my DeLorean. Good shape, low mileage, only driven from time to time. Man, I love Back to the Future. I don't know if anyone caught that reference in my last car mechanic simulator game, but I said we were going fast enough to time travel once we hit 88 miles an hour. Not that I should have to explain that, but I did, so there it is. Can't unsee it. It does look like a stapler. uh, get stuck behind responsible driver going the speed limit. Me. Ah! Yeah. I mean, depends on where you are. You just pass them. But this is me when I get stuck behind like a bus. Because they're harder to pass because they're longer, you know? Me seeing a truck being driven by a soccer mom that has never taken it off-road, towed anything, or had anything heavier than groceries put into bed. Now I see you deny your pickup its purpose. Yeah, I mean, I get that. At when I worked at the dealership, we would see a lot of Jeeps that we would call mall crawlers. If you've ever heard of that term, they're these really nice lifted Jeeps with huge off-road tires that are just spotlessly clean and have clearly never been driven off of pavement, like not even a gravel road or dirt. So, yeah, I mean, it happens. People like the style, not necessarily the function. I understand it. I don't necessarily agree with it. I would never own one of those and not take it off road because that's just a lot of fun. But you like gas guzzlers, don't you? V8, JDM guys. LS swap, American sports cars. I don't know. I like different. I just like different engine swaps. Like everybody does the LS swap. Like why wouldn't you put like I don't know something else in there? Just make it different. I mean it's harder obviously because everyone does these, so there's a lot of kits for them. But I don't know. Like I thought it'd be cool to put like a Toyota V8, little 4-liter V8 in like a small car. That would have been cool. They even made supercharger kits for those V8s because they were in the some of the Toyota pickups, and they can make a lot of power. I don't know. I just have a different idea, I guess. All right, what do we got? PT Cruiser and FJ Cruiser. Oh gosh, what happened there? It's a monstrosity. Oh, there's more too. Yeah, I mean, some of these are not terrible, and just kind of look like a body kit on an FJ. That one's not terrible. I, I always thought the FJ Cruisers kind of looked weird too, but PT Cruiser and a Jeep Wrangler. Yeah, that's basically a Jeep Renegade. There we go. All right, that's a Renegade. I mean, they look quite similar. Maybe not that one necessarily, but like some of these, not that one. That one kind of does. It's the grill shape, I think. It's rounded. Anyway, looking at your Supra, looking at you, Supra and S13 owners. JDM tax the F out of it. Sell your import for cheap so someone else can enjoy it. Yeah, everyone does that. That's why it's hard to find Supras. Even the older 80s model ones that are not as desirable are still too expensive. When your friend said he bought an Italian sports car and pulls up in an Abarth 500. Uh, that's funny. I don't know why that's offensive and or controversial, but it's kind of true. I think there's a lot of Europeans in this Reddit who get mad about that kind of thing. It's not a sports car. They're kind of neat, but they're not a sports car. You want an Italian sports car made by the same company, even. Uh, you want an Alfa Romeo. They're all owned by Stellantis, which is Fiat Chrysler, Jeep Dodge. What is it? Peugeot, I think, is a part of them now. They own a bunch of companies. They're like a big mega corporation now, which is kind of scary. But anyway, it didn't have bad enough gas mileage the first time. GM engineers designing the 8.1-liter Vortec V8. We need a bigger engine to wheel around these big trucks we keep making. The 454 about to come out of retirement. Nice. Carform answers be like, that's your tourney juice. Corner Cola, classic red. Power steering fluid. You wouldn't get it. They call me 007. 0 horsepower. 0 races won. 7 arguments a day about how fun to drive Miatas are. Uh, can't say that I've ever actually driven a Miata. I'm too big. Uh, my knees hit the dashboard, and sometimes I can't close the door. Uh, they're cool. They're tiny, and yeah, I've done clutch cylinder on one for one of my brother's friends who had a Miata back in the day. They're not a terrible car. They're just way too small for me. Me not reaching that one stubborn screw. Yeah, I don't have that problem necessarily because I have, massively long arms. I'm big. Uh, Sometimes I can't fit in small gaps. That's a problem. Reaching down behind engine bays and whatnot. But sometimes you just barely get it with the fingertips. That'll happen. Yeah, like I was saying, freaking PT Cruiser Giga Chats, Be one of the most reliable manufacturers. Build one of the greatest supercars of all time. Lose money on every single unit sold. Pretty sure that's a Lexus LFA, which was like their supercar. I don't know if they lost money on every single unit sold, but I know they only made a few of them, at least at one point in time. Yeah, over 1 million PTs have been sold. There's definitely not nearly that many on the road still today. The last time I worked on one, I went to a junkyard to grab some extra parts for one, and there was like six. So, Cars in action movies still works after being shot 1,000 times. Cars in horror movies can't even start. True. Finally turboed my car. Okay, it's a Kia. Some of those came turbocharged. Okay, that's fine. Why are we here just to suffer? Car mechanics. Oh, it's so hard to get my hands in this engine bay. Inboard boat mechanics. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about inboard boats, to be perfectly honest, but I'm sure it's probably a similar struggle, especially if you've seen a modern engine bay. Although I guess I wonder if that's like real, like you have to actually climb like inside the boat, maybe, probably. I don't know. Pretty sure I've seen this one.
Just got this thing ceramic coated and water don't even stick to it now.
Yeah, I've seen this one. This one's good. When you floor it in a classic car with a V8, this little maneuver is going to cost us 51 gallons. True. About $1 million these days. Gun guys. Car guys. Yes, officer, it's stock. uh, Funny though. True. Yeah, bro, the project car is totally safe to drive. Door falls off. Oh my gosh. Good grief. It's not really a meme, but it could be. It could be an interesting format for a meme. All the GM logos, Goodyear, blah blah blah. It's a Tesla. Dale Earnhardt. Oh boy. Like a render for a modern DeLorean. Oh, here we go. Which one are you picking? One has to go. Midnight Club 3, Dub Edition Remix, Test Drive Unlimited, Need for Speed Underground 2, or Gran Turismo 4. I mean, for me, these three were super fun games as a kid to play, and this game was super hard. So I could do without Gran Turismo. Even though it's an incredible driving simulator, these games are just more fun. Oh no. Never do that. Oh, any type of sugar that gets in fuel will basically turn into like a sticky, syrupy gel that will ruin fuel pumps, fuel lines, fuel injectors. I had a customer, whose car wouldn't start, and I had it towed in. I was inspecting it. It was weird. It wasn't getting any fuel flow, so that was the first thing I noticed. was that it wasn't getting any fuel flow. So I started to look at like the whole fuel system. So that's kind of how you do it in the diagnostic process. You just kind of work your way through it. But I went to see if there was fuel in the tank, and there was fuel in the tank. But I started noticing a smell. And for a lot of people, engine coolant will sometimes smell like maple syrup. But this time, it was just a really strong maple syrup smell. So I opened the fuel door, and there was literally maple syrup like spilled in the fuel door. So someone had taken like a whole bottle, like a Costco sized bottle of maple syrup, and dumped it in this person's fuel tank. Uh, so I'd replace fuel tank, fuel lines, fuel injectors, everything, fuel neck, fuel filler, and when I was draining the contaminated fuel, I had like this big just glob of like, you ever seen those videos where they make like hard candy and stuff like that? And when they're making it while it's still warm, it's just like this like just blob. It was like that. It was terrible. But yeah, never do that. That's vandalism and that's wrong. But if you ever wanted to ruin a car, that could be a way to do it. But don't do it. It's bad. The fact that these are considered the worst generation by kids who aren't old enough to drive is sad. Moment of silence for the most underrated and hated generations of JDM legends. Evo X, Evo 10. Meh. R33 GTR. Pretty good. A70 Supra. I owned one of these, so incredible car. The FB RX-7. Pretty decent. I had a friend who loved the RX-7s, the FBs. Fixed headlight NSX. There was an instructor at my community college for automotive who had one of these. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, none of these are bad. I'm not a big fan of the Mitsubishi Evos, but they're cool. Yeah, I mean, people really consider these the worst? That's terrible. These are all classics. North Star Life? Alright. North Star is a company who made some V8 engines at one point. They were in a lot of old Cadillacs and stuff like that. They don't know. I have to carry 4 gallons of coolant in the trunk. Me at the event pretending everything is fine. Car show, car meet. I mean, I've never had anything that leaked coolant that bad, but I definitely have had vehicles where I needed to carry oil with me all the time and check it before every time I started it. These are things as a mechanic you do. Word of advice: take any car that you're thinking about buying with a grain of salt when it says it was mechanic owned, because typically we do the bare minimum to keep our stuff running. It may not always be the best investment for someone who's not a mechanic. Diesel bro started back. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Cummins, yeah. Monster. I mean, it'd also be not a monster, but it'd be full of like chewing tobacco spit. That's typically a diesel bro thing. Hilarious rolling coal videos. Yeah, true. Yeah, this is pretty accurate. Dude just deadlifts an engine. I mean, I have done this actually with a little 4-cylinder Nissan engine. And also with transmissions and stuff before. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. Like, whenever you get a new transmission, it'd be in like this big plastic box. You can't really get a little crane in there or whatever. So I would just, deadlift it out of there. Lift with your legs, and I mean, the way modern transmissions are all aluminum. The box said it weighed like, I don't know, 200 pounds, 240 pounds, or something like that. I'm a big dude, like I said. I'm like 6'5", 6'4". Not most people obviously can't do that, but me trying to see if the gas station across the street is a few cents cheaper. True. Torque specs. That sign won't stop me because I can't read. This is why I own a torque wrench. It's digital. I always torque my bolts. bad things can happen if you over or under torque bolts. They need to be where they need to be, you know? Attention to detail can make a big difference. Alright, this is a good one. We're gonna end on it. Amish man smiles smugly as he rides by gas station with $6 prices. Yeah, I mean, that's real. Also, you gotta think about how much it costs to feed that horse, though. I don't know anything about the prices of caring for a horse, to be honest. I had a friend who used to have horses back when we were in high school, but that was pretty much it. It'd be interesting to do a cost comparison to see if it is more efficient to own a horse than to own a car these days. Let me know in the comments. uh, Thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe. I'll be back with another either memes or reaction videos to stuff next Friday or Thursday, depending on how that goes with the free game Thursday. I'll have a bunch of other videos next week as well, so hope you stop by. Thanks.